Hey and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Nicolas Pepe ready to push to leave the Emirates and Arteta's willing to sell him. Nicolas Pepe is pushing to leave Arsenal this summer and Mikel Arteta is willing to let him go when the window opens. Football London report that the 26-year-old looks set for pastures new when the market reopens next month, with Arteta planning more surgery for his Gunners squad. Pepe was linked with West Ham recently, and it was reported that £25 million would be enough to lend him. Arsenal need increased attacking depth and firepower, but Arteta has not been able to consistently get a tune out of Pepe. The report reads, Nicolas Pepe wants to leave Arsenal this summer and has instructed his agent to find him a new club. Pepe will assess his options in the summer and recently hired the services of a new agent as he looks to secure a move away. Pepe is one of several senior first-team players who are seen as dispensable by Arteta, and offers are expected to be entertained for the Ivorian during the upcoming transfer window. Nicolas Pepe has cost Arsenal £72 million. If Arteta could get anything close to that fee back in for Pepe, he would no doubt be overjoyed by £25 million, feels like a realistic demand. Even that would be a boost given how far Pepe's stock has fallen since he arrived at Arsenal. He just has not got the grips with the Premier League or gained the consistency to be a reliable attacking outlet for Arteta. It's time to move on if a buyer can be found, and the report makes it clear all parties understand it makes sense for them. Benfica wants Bernd Leno, Edu wants £8.5 million for him. This summer is likely to bring out a lot of change at Arsenal. Several Gunners players are out of contract, while others look likely to be sold. One of those could be Bernd Leno, who lost his first team spot to Aaron Ramsdale early this season. Leno joined Arsenal in 2018 from Bayer Leverkusen for a reported £19.1 million. The Germany international was first choice at the Emirates Stadium up until September last year. Following a poor start to the season for Arsenal, Arteta opted to give Ramsdale a chance in goal. The summer signing impressed for the off and quickly made the first choice gloves his own. Meanwhile, Leno has found himself warming the bench most of the time, with the occasional cap run out. The 30-year-old is reportedly on the radar of several clubs from the Bundesliga. Now, according to Correo de Manha via Sport Witness, Benfica are also eyeing Leno. The Eagles are reportedly evaluating the possibility of making a bid for the 30-year-old this summer. Roger Schmidt, Benfica's new manager, worked with Leno for 3 years at Leverkusen. The German boss reportedly sees his compatriot as a potential number one goalkeeper at the club. However, the Gunners apparently won't accept selling him for less than €10 million, £8.5 million, and that complicates the deal. Arteta has previously lauded Leno as magnificent and clearly rates him highly, but with Ramsdale now first choice and Matt Turner joining in the summer, it looks as though Leno's Arsenal days could soon be up. Benfica wouldn't be a bad shoot for Leno. They reached the Champions League quarter-final this year and qualified for the playoffs next year by finishing third in the league. However, it all depends on whether they are willing and able to meet Arsenal's valuation. Hector Bellerin will return to Arsenal this summer. The right-back has started during his loan spell at his boyhood club this season, where he has helped the club win the Copa del Rey. He has also been a key player in the Sevilla outfit, reaching 5th spot in La Liga heading into the final match week of the season. The Spain international has appeared in 32 games in all competitions for Betis, chipping in with 5 assists. Bellerin was reduced to tears after the club's final home game of the campaign, where he was consoled by teammates, and he will now heading back to the Emirates in the summer to see out the final year of his contract. Betis president Haro has admitted he will be sad to see the defender leave, but hopes the pair's path will cross again in the future. Refusing to rule out turning his temporary stay into a permanent switch, he told reporters, Hector is a fantastic player and a very good person. It was a loan that we had from Arsenal. Now he returns to Arsenal, and from then on, we'll see. It's true that he has been very caught up in everything about Betis because, in addition, his parents are Betis fans. Hopefully, we cross paths again. It remains to be seen whether Bellerin will remain in North London beyond the upcoming transfer window. With Bellerin set to become a free agent next summer, Arsenal could decide to offload the player on the cheap to avoid losing him for nothing. President says Marquinhos is definitely leaving. Arsenal appear to have already sealed their first summer signing in Sao Paulo talent Marquinhos. Last week, Charles Watts reported that the Gunners had agreed a deal to sign the 19-year-old, and on Monday, Fabrizio Romano said Marquinhos to Arsenal was a done deal with full agreement. The Gunners are reportedly paying around £3 million for the Brazilian's signature. Now, Sao Paulo president Júlio Casares has admitted that Marquinhos is definitely leaving. He spoke to Sport V via Sport Witness. Casares said the winger is departing due to a contract issue, though he did not confirm his destination. He didn't want to stay, we tried everything, he told Sport V. Even before the game against Racing, where he blew up, he didn't want to stay. It was a contractual issue that he had this condition. As per Goal.com, Arsenal have apparently taken advantage of a contract loophole to land Marquinhos for such a low price. Sao Paulo reluctantly had to accept the offer due to fears he could leave for free, despite his current deal not due to expire in 2024. Marquinhos is a winger who can play up front, and his preferred role is wide out on the right, so he can cut inside on his favorite left foot. Arsenal have reportedly signed him up as one for the future, and his arrival will not have an impact on the Gunners' main summer transfer plans. Inter Milan set to beat several big Premier League clubs to Juventus star. Paulo Dybala has decided to continue in Serie A and join Inter Milan next season, which should be announced in the coming days. This is according to Todo Vigaces, who stated that the Nerazzurri have been working on a deal for the 28-year-old since last winter. The Argentine's contract expires at the end of the season with Juventus, and after failing to agree a new deal with the Serie A giants, the forward will search for a new challenge elsewhere. There was interest from England and Spain in the player, and after spending 10 years in Italy with Palermo and Juventus, many thought this could be the time that Dybala decides to play in another European country. The Juventus forward showed just how much his current club means to him on Monday, when he was in floods of tears after his final home match, so it's a little surprising to see him join their biggest rivals. Dybala was linked with many clubs in the Premier League ahead of the summer transfer window, and the player's agent held talks with Manchester United, Newcastle, and Arsenal, according to transfer journalist Ekrem Connor. The competition to the English sides came from Inter Milan and Atletico Madrid, and it seems that Inter has now won the race. According to Todo Vigaces, the Argentine received a last-minute offer from Arsenal, but since their presence in the Champions League looks highly unlikely next season, the 28-year-old decided to join Inter. The same outlet states that Dybala will sign a contract for 4 seasons at a rate of £6 million per year with Inter Milan, a deal that is set to be made official very soon. Arsenal launched inquiry to sign former target from Barcelona. Arsenal are claimed to have inquired about the availability of Barcelona's Memphis Depay this summer, with a forward amongst our priorities for the coming window. The Gunners currently have just 2 options for the central striker role, with Alexander Lacazette and Edin Ketia entering into the final month of their contract, which will make strengthening in that position a matter of urgency. There is the possibility that we could still extend the contracts of one or both, but you would still assume that we would need to bolster that area of our lineup regardless. While we have been linked with numerous options for the role ahead of the coming window, we are now claimed to have made an inquiry about the availability of Barcelona's Depay, ABC.es reports. The Dutch forward may not have the best memories of the Premier League, having failed to impress at Manchester United previously, but we were believed to have also been in the market for his signature prior to his move to Old Trafford, and you would imagine that he is much more of a talent at this point in his career, and the raw and exciting youngster that he was back then. Depay may be a risky signing, I'd much prefer the idea of others coming to the club instead. The doubt about whether he will be able to put his previous time in England behind him, and whether he could actually prove to be suited to the rigors of the Premier League remain. Barcelona want Umtiti to join Arsenal in double deal if Depay goes. If Barcelona decide to sell Memphis Depay to Arsenal this summer, the Catalan giants will attempt to agree a deal that will also see Samuel Umtiti move to the Emirates, according to a report from Sport. That comes after reports this week claimed that Barca want to offer the Frenchman to Arsenal. Umtiti has struggled to move himself from the periphery of the Barcelona squad in the last few years, but he has previously been described as a world-class centre-back. Much may depend on what sort of fee Barcelona want for the pair. They may be prepared to let him go on the cheap to make space in the squad and on the wage bill. In that instance, it could be a decent piece of business for Arsenal, but the supporters may well have their reservation about the idea of signing both Depay and Umtiti this summer. Gabriel Jesus' agent to fly to Europe this weekend for talks with Arsenal. The transfer saga between Arsenal and Gabriel Jesus looks set to rumble on over this summer. Over the past few weeks, the Gunners have been heavily linked with the Manchester City star. Reports last month claimed that personal terms with the Gunners were all but agreed. Calciomercato.it, meanwhile, reported that Arsenal are frontrunners in the race for the Brazilian, and the Sun recently suggested Jesus would consider a move even if Arsenal don't reach the Champions League. Now, Goal Brazil via Sport Witness have provided an update on the situation. The Brazilian outlet is being on a less optimistic note than other outlets regarding Arsenal's hope of landing Jesus. They claim there are a couple of reasons why the Gunners' pursuit for the 25-year-old could potentially collapse. This is based on Arsenal potentially missing out on a top 4 place. Goal Brazil claim the Gunners may need to decrease their current €50 million offer for the player. Arsenal's lack of a place in the Champions League would also have influence on the player decision, they reported. However, there are also positives regarding the world-class Brazil international's stance towards a potential move. Apparently, Jesus is more focused on finding a place where he can play more, with the priority being for a long and financially advantageous contract that could be found at Arsenal, suggests the report. In addition, agent Paulo Pintobera is reportedly flying to Europe at the weekend. He will apparently speak to Manchester City's board after the end of the Premier League, as well as Jesus' suitors. In addition, City reportedly demanded €60 million for the move, but are willing to accept Arsenal's offer of €50 million. However, Juventus could reportedly be an alternative for the striker in case the Gunners don't get a deal over the line. I will be uploading daily Arsenal news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.